Testing 1 2.
Hello, sir.
How are you, my man?
Hello?
Hey, can you hear me? Jim,
You bud?
can you hear me?
Hello?
Hey, can you hear me?
Hello?
Hang on.
Hello, sir.
Hang on.
Hello? Hello, bud? Hello, sir? Hello? 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 Hello?
You got me now?
Bud?
Hey, hey, hey.
There?
Jim, you got me? Hello?
Hello?
Jim, you got me?
Yes.
All right. I don't know what happened. Yeah, I got you now.
Hello? Yes, sir?
You there?
Hello?
Jim, are you there?
Hello?
Hey, can you hear me?
Hello?
Jim.
Test 1 2.
Jim, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. I can?
Now can you?
Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can, but when I put this
Yes,
mixer
sir.
down, am I going to hear you? I'm holding it up.
Hello?
Ah, crap. Can you hear me now?
Can you hear me now?
Can you hear me? How about now?
Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Hello?
Jim,
Hello?
how about now?
I can hear you.
All right, you still got me?
Yes, sir.
All right, we had a switch that was halfway in between.
I got you. Okay.
All right.
So, yeah, I've got you loud and clear, sir.
All right, I got word there a minute, but anyway.
I wasn't too. I was on my way.
All right, I'm going to leave you open if that's good.
Yes, sir.
All right, I'll be right back.
You get him ready? Yes, sir, it is. That's Outlaws. Go to Nashville. Nashville? Nashville softball 2025. And don't load it for some years.
Something. I thought I'd have me some plexiglass already here. Well, no, it ain't worth a crap. But
I hate to take an idea from somebody from DeQueen.
I'm not doing that. Yeah, but I'm not doing that.
That's cool. Which is close. I already have it written down and everything. I just didn't know if.
I've got my materials ordered, but I don't know if we can see it this year or not.
And then we'll do another tonight. She's already charged. They had to do everything. She's already been laid out. Oh, we're testing her. I said, how was No. I sure haven't. Here, I'll do it right now. I mean, you don't have to. No, I need to. I just need to. Oh, dang it. I completely forgot.
It's fine. You don't have to. What, whose do you want? Do you want Maddie still, or do you want to do somebody else's? Oh no. Can I please do Jayla's for you? Can I please do Jayla's for you?
Speak to my dude and tell him I did.
Girl, no.
What's his name?
Rodney. Please.
Rodney who?
Can I just change it every time?
What?
Do something random.
Milkman, he's the milkman.
Joe Hohen's a milkman.
Actually,
He works for
Addison.
He used to come to the
Okay, I got you.
and leave it running.
All right.
I can't remember his name. I barely remember my name. What are you talking about? No, my face is
Do you want to make sure these are all in the right order?
I hope hers is.
Except Kinley is Addison.
Yeah, she got in there and she's like, Mom, please tell me you have contact solution in your bag.
She did. You were in the bathroom last night when I was leaving.
You ready, Kenzie?
I asked her, she's okay, whatever.
Okay,
Are you about ready?
yeah. Good afternoon. Welcome to
You got it, baby. Hey, Coach Lights, we're going to do lineups and we'll do national anthem. We'll row. Rodney, what's your last name? Okay.
I said,
You know what she told me?
I said,
Uh-huh.
When anybody says, who's with you today? Riding Milkman? That's what everybody.
Well, I got Joe Hohen as milkman. Now I got Rodney Bryant. There we go.
Exactly. They put it with, he wouldn't make a pimple on a good milkman. I put a deal on the other day, and this guy said, that was picture me and the guy that coached our sons and
Right.
daughters in T-ball. We saw each other over at the DMAC, and he goes, and somebody put on their milkman.
Yeah, there you go. Let's go.
Ready?
Yep.
Good afternoon. That's on.
Push it up. Did it not come on? Somebody done hit it again.
it's on, it's on.
Okay. Good afternoon and welcome to Future Field. Starting lineups for the Lady Leopards. Number 10, the center fielder, Courtney Socash. Number 4, the third baseman, Caitlin Ponce. Number 11, the pitcher, Perry Nickerson. Number 11, the catcher, Catherine Socash. Number 8, the designated player, Presley Parson. Number 25, the left fielder, Kate Lindsay. Number 7, the shortstop, Lindley Ligon. Number 20, the right fielder, Natalie Binkley. Number 3, the second baseman, Tegan Gallardo. And number 1, the flex player playing first base, Jaden Valdez.
Great job.
For your Scrapperettes, starting off, number 9, the right fielder, Natalie Nolte. Number 4, the designated player, Kinley Martin. Number 10, the second baseman, Rayleigh Harmon. Number 21, the catcher, Landon Tompkins. Number 20, the shortstop, Gabby Williams. Number 11, the third baseman, Harley Hill. Number 6, the center fielder, Ellie Wallace. Number 17, the left fielder, Addison Moore. Number 25, the first baseman, Sophia McCauley. And number 8, the flex player pitching, Caleb Hurtado. Please stand for the national anthem.
You there, Jim?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Okay.
You can give it to me when you want, brother.
Okay. 3, 2, 1, and go.
All right, folks, we're here today on a sunny, nice afternoon at Futrell Field as the Scrapperettes round 2 with the Lady Leopards from DeQueen. Nashville, as we've talked about on the radio and conference play, you don't have just a game anymore. It's a week. You have the Hope Week. You have the DeQueen Week. You have the Magnolia Week. You have the Arkadelphia Week. So it just goes on and on like that. And normally, weather permitting, you play those games on a Tuesday, and you play those games on a Friday. Well, today's Friday, so we got the second round of it. Nashville went over to DeQueen back last Tuesday and come away with a 7-0 victory against a very good DeQueen Leopard softball team. And, boy, I tell you what, we know we'll have our hands full today because DeQueen comes back over here with a chip on their shoulder. They'll be ready to play. Coach Chad Light's going to make sure of that. I can promise you that. And Coach Light's been doing it a long time. He knows what he's doing. And this bunch is athletic. They're a good softball team, and we'll have to play well today to get another win. So the Scrapperettes on the diamond. In the circle will be Bertado. She'll be doing the pitching. Behind the plate is Tompkins. That makes up your battery for the Scrapperettes, and we're ready to get underway right here from Futrell Field. First pitch on the way, and that's high for ball 1. Batting for the Lady Leopards will be Courtney Socash. She's a center fielder, a good player. Boy, I've been announcing these names for a number of years, and they've got a good softball team. So a 1-0 count to Socash at the plate. Bertado looks. She will throw. And that's going to be up high again for ball 2, so she's got to bring that thing down, get in that strike zone for the freshman. So she'll whip it in that glove a couple of times. I don't think she's very happy with herself. But a nice afternoon for high school athletics, no matter what it is. There's a pitch at the letters, and that'll be a strike called, and that will be a 2-1 count. Doing the officiating today, Rodney Bryant behind the plate, David Martin out in the field. They'll be calling the outs, the balls, the strikes, you name it. They'll be out there running this game. They do a good job. Next pitch, strike 2. Boy, I tell you. A full count now on Socash. I still think that Bertado's going to have a hard time if she don't bring that pitch down some. They're really going to tee off on it. She needs to get down around the knees to really be effective, and right now she's up a little bit even though she's throwing strikes. Next pitch comes. That'll miss outside, and that count will go full 3-2. You don't ever want to walk out leadoff. And you always want to try to get that first out, and you always feel good if you get your leadoff on. So that's what Socash is trying to do for the Lady Leopards. Nashville looking for the out right here. Full count. Bertado looks in at Tompkins. There's your pitch. That's a strike on the inner half. Now that's the pitch I want to see out of Bertado. That's the one she throws well. Get that thing down out of the air, way up there high, and that's those strikes like we're used to. So a great pitch that time by Bertado. So with one out, coming to the plate will be Caitlin Ponce. She is the third baseman this afternoon. These girls can swing the bat. There's a pitch. That's going to miss down low for ball 1. So a 1-0 count on Ponce at the plate. Steps in from the right side. Nashville player straight away. Up just a tad on the corners. That ball's hit into center field. Wallace will go over. She'll make the play. So with 2 outs, coming to the plate will be the pitcher. This is Perry Nickerson. Boy, I tell you, what I like about her, now she's just an overall great athlete for the Leopards. I really like it when she pitches because she wastes no time. She's all business, and you can tell it when she steps to the plate right here from the right side. Bats in the 3-hole. She can handle the bat. As she steps in, Bertado will look in. Tompkins will set it up. Here's the pitch. Change up, hit to the second baseman, and Harmon will throw her out on the 4-3. So DeQueen comes up as they score no runs. As there were no hits, there were no errors, and no one left. Game moves to the bottom of the first. Scrapperettes coming to the plate for the first time this afternoon. It's a sunny day, folks. If you're out driving around the city of Nashville, come on out to the city park, Futrell Field, and support these lady scrappers as they're in a conference battle here with a very good DeQueen team. We'll be right back. You're listening to Scrapperettes softball on B99 or 105.5 and Scrap Media on the YouTube network. Okay. Thought I done lost connection.
Do you have a wiping on? How's those guys everywhere?
3,
Now batting for
2,
the Scrapperettes, number
1,
9,
and
Natalie
go.
Nolte.
All right, folks, we're back. We go to the bottom of the first. Nashville coming to the plate for the first time this afternoon against a very good pitcher out there in Nickerson. All she does is throw strikes, folks. So Nolte will stand in from the left side. Here's the pitch. First pitch, strike on the outside edge. Nice location pitch that time by Nickerson. And it's a 0-1 count on the leadoff. Nat Nolte had a good day yesterday, Mina. Getting back in the swing of things like she was last year is Nat Nolte at the right time. That one's going to be up high to get out of the catcher's glove, Socash, and the count will even up with a 1-1 count. Nolte so fast out of this box from this left side. She can do a variety of things. We've watched her for a long time hit from that left side. The next pitch will dive out across the corner of that plate, and it'll be a 1-2 count now on Nolte. She'll have to guard the dish. So Nolte standing in, waiting on the next pitch from Nickerson. She takes her time, looks in at Socash. Really concentrating. Here's the pitch. That's a changeup. It'd be hit back. Nickerson will grab it, throw it over for the 1-3 put out. Had a range to her right just a little bit. As she tell her she was really messing with the grip in that glove was Nickerson. So now coming to the plate will be the designated player this afternoon. That will be Kinley Martin. Martin also batting from that left side with great speed. Going to lay it down as Martin. She's on her way to first. They'll throw, and it gets out of the glove of the first baseman. That will be an error. A good job by the third baseman coming across and picking that softball up. That was Catherine Ponce. She throws a strike, and it just goes off the glove of the first baseman for the Lady Leopards over there. And that's an E1 or an E3, so that will allow Martin to arrive at first base. At the plate now will be Rayleigh Harmon. She takes ball one, does Harmon. So you got Martin at first base off the error with good speed. And Harmon at the plate. Let's see if she can get a bat on something here and hit it hard. Pitch outside by Nickerson will go 2-0. Coach Brown flashing the signals down at third base. Coach Martin over at first base for the Scrapperettes. Got a few folks out on the deck out there this afternoon, kind of sunning. There's a pitch right at the belt, and that will ring up a strike, and it'll be a 2-1 count. So with one out, Martin at first, a 2-1 count on the 3-0 hitting Harmon for the Scrapperettes. Here's the pitch. That ball's going to be hit. It will get through to the second baseman. She did get a glove on it and slowed it down, but that will be considered a single. She really had the range to her right. That was just a good job to get the glove on the ball to slow it down a little bit. We're going to give Harmon a single. So Nashville now with two base runners on, and here comes Landon Tompkins to the plate. Tompkins with all kinds of power in that bat from that right side. Had a good day yesterday. Went 4 for 4. So Tompkins stands in. Here's a pitch from Nickerson. That's going to be down and outside, and that count will go 1-0 on Landon Tompkins. No wind really today, kind of a slight breeze. It kind of blows right to left out there as I look at the flags dead straight in front of me. I'm behind home plate. There's a ball that's going to be hit, and that will get through to the shortstop to the outfield. Here comes Martin home, and that'll be an RBI for Landon Tompkins. Another base hit single. Great effort out there by the DeQueen Lady Leopards. Boy, she laid out. That's the kind of player you want in Lindley Wiggin out there. Good effort by the DeQueen shortstop. Just got underneath her glove. And Tompkins with another RBI as she'll go out, and the Hill will come in for the courtesy runner. And that puts Nashville on the board 1-0. So the error goes back to bite the Leopards right here in the first. So back-to-back singles for the Scrapperettes, and Gabby Williams will come to the plate, the Scrapperette shortstop. Bats from that left side, got a little power in that bat. Here's your pitch. That's inside, a little tight on the trousers, and that'll be a ball called, and it'll be a 1-0 count on Williams. Williams does a good job hitting to all parts of the field. That ball's going to be turned on. It'll be hit to the second baseman. They'll throw her out on the 4-3. It will advance the runners up. So the 4-3 put out of Williams gives DeQueen 2 outs. Nashville with base runners in scoring position at second and third base. Harley Hill with a big base hit could possibly for sure score 1, maybe 2 here in the bottom of the first. Nashville leading 1-0. Pitch way outside. Socash doing a good job behind the plate getting out to get that ball because it got up here in a hurry. So ball 1 to Harley Hill from the right side for the Scrapperettes. She's playing that hot corner this afternoon at third base. Here's the next pitch. That's a strike right down the middle. Good pitch that time by Perry Nickerson out on the bump. So a 1-1 count with 2 outs. Nashville with base runners at second and third. 6-0 hitting Hill at the plate. Change up, and that's going to get down for a base hit. That'll score 2 runs for the Scrapperettes. So Harley Hill comes through with 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. So a good piece of hitting. Boy, she stayed back and saw it was the change up and just took it to, that ball was on the outside of the plate, and that's where she took it. A great job by Hill at the plate.
Good job, Harley.
So Nashville up 3-0, and at the plate now, Ellie Wallace. Here's a pitch from Nickerson. Strike on the edge. Good location that time by Perry Nickerson out there for the Lady Leopards. So an 0-1 count on the Speedy Wallace at the plate. Here's the next pitch on the way. That's going to miss outside. Socash does a good job gloving it for the Leopards. She'll throw it back quick. And the count now 1-1 here with 2 outs in the bottom of the first. Wallace stands in with that bat held high over that right ear. Here's your pitch on the way. And that'll be foul straight back. Big cut by Wallace. I like it. If you're going to go up there, get your money's worth. We don't need no change. So a 1-2 count. She'll have to guard the plate here. Nickerson looks in. She'll let that pitch go. That one had a little movement on it. Boy, that's a good-looking pitch. It's just too low. That thing has some movement from right to left on it. So a 2-2 count. Next pitch comes. That ball is going to be rolled over, foul down the third base line, and hanging tough is Ellie Wallace at the plate for the Scrapperettes. Standing on deck will be Addison Moore for Nashville. Nashville trying to do some damage here with 2 outs. 3-0 Scrapperettes here in the bottom of the first. Here's the next pitch. She'll go up at one in her eyes, and she'll tomahawk it to right field. In come the Leopards, boy. They run into each other, but the center fielder takes it for the third out. So the Nashville Scrapperettes come to the plate as Nashville's going to score 3 runs. Those 3 runs coming off of 3 hits. There was 1 error by the Leopards. And we will strand Hill out there. That's who we strand for 1 base runner. So we'll be right back for the top of the second inning. Nashville on top, 3-0 here on 105.5 and Scrap Media through the YouTube network. We'll be right back, folks.
You're clear. 3, 2, 1, and go.
All right, folks, we're back. We go to the top of the second inning. Nashville on top 3-0. The Scrapperettes grab 3 runs in the bottom of the first. Coming up for the second time will be these Leopards. Catherine Sokash, the catcher, will step in from the right side for DeQueen. Bertato with the pitch. Right down the middle, strike called. 0-1 count. That had a little giddy up onto the glove of Tompkins behind the plate. So Sokash, a good hitter. She's in that 4 spot. She's there for a reason. She can swing the bat. That ball's going to be hit hard for a base hit into center field by Sokash, and the Leopards have the leadoff on.
Now batting number 8, Presley Parson.
So with the single, Sokash will go to first base. Excuse me, folks. And Presley Parson will come to the plate. She's a designated player for the Leopards. Nashville would love to roll a double play right here. I'd love to have me a little tailor-made 6-4-3. There's a pitch that dives down low for the first pitch to Parson. So he wanted 0 count to Presley Parson at the plate. Sokash at first base. Bertato looks in as she gets the sign from Tompkins. Pitch on the way. Change-up will hit at the knees for a strike. Good change-up there by the freshman Bertato. So a 1-1 count on Parson at the plate. Corners are up just a little bit. Thought she might want to be trying to lay it down and move that runner over, but I think she's swinging away. Again, they throw the changeup. This time it dives in the dirt, and that count will run 2-1. So Parson, with a 2-1 count, steps back in the box, got a slightly open stance. Bertato lets it go, and that's a swing and a miss for strike 2. So a 2-2 count on Presley Parson at the plate for the Lady Leopards. Nashville leading 3-0 as Catherine Sokash at first base offer a single to start this second inning. There's a ball that's going to be hit out to Nolte and right. She'll gobble it up and throw it right back in for the first out of the inning.
Now batting number 25, Kate Lindsay.
Now coming to the plate will be Kate Lindsay. Boy, what an athlete this girl is. She can play with just about anything. She's a left fielder this afternoon for the Leopards. Knows how to handle the bat. So a runner at first, 1 out, 3-0 Nashville lead. We play in the top of the second inning in this 7-4A contest. That's a swing and a miss by Lindsay on a big cut for strike 1. So an 0-1 count as Tompkins looks over at Boomer Brown on the bucket. We'll get a signal and we'll flash it to our pitcher Bertato, and we'll get this thing going as stepping out of the box is Lindsay to check the band. Back in the box goes Kate Lindsay. She can hammer that softball. She's a good athlete. There's the bunt, going to push it right side. McCauley with it, throws it over to first, but she does move the runner, so the sacrifice will move the runner Sokash in scoring position, as that's a good job by McCauley coming up the line to grab it. Harmon covered, and we throw it out for the second out. So with 2 outs, coming to the plate now will be Lindley Wiggins. She is the shortstop. Boy, she gave great effort out there trying to stop a ball getting to the outfield back in that first inning. Pitch from Bertato. Change up high in the eyes of Wiggins that time for ball 1. I'm telling you, these athletes from DeQueen, they'll get after you now. Good softball team, Chad Lights have. You ain't going to play for them if you don't act like that. 1-0 count. Next pitch from Bertato. Again, up high, and she'll leave it alone. So Bertato's got to bring it down. She had that problem for about 2 pitches back to start the game, and she figured it out. She'll figure it out again. The little freshman pitcher does a good job for the Scrapperettes. 2-0 count. There's one too low. She tries to adjust it. Now it goes 3-0, and let's see what Coach Lights wants right here. 2 outs, got a 3-0 count. Let's see if she's taking or he's going to give her the green light right here.
Watch your runner, Randy. Watch your runner.
So a 3-0 count on Wiggin at the plate. Here comes your pitch. That's a strike at the letters, and that'll make it 3-1. So a 3-1 count on Lindley Wiggin, the shortstop for the DeQueen Lady Leopards. Hurtado looks in at Tompkins. Tompkins will get it set behind the plate. Here's the pitch. That ball's fouled out of play to the right, and now it goes full. So Hurtado's come right back after throwing 3 straight pitches for balls. So a full count on Wiggins. She's got to guard the plate as Hurtado's just trying to get an out and get out of the inning. 1 base runner at second, and Sokash. Strike 3 at the belt. She watches it go by. We'll put the backwards K in the book. And the Leopards, after a good-looking single by Catherine Sokash, they go down as they score no runs with 1 hit. There were no errors, 1 girl left. We go quickly to the bottom of the second inning. Nashville coming up for the second time. They lead it 3-0 in this 7-4A contest. We'll be right back, folks. This is Scrapperette Softball.
You're clear.
And go.
All right, folks, we're back here at Futrall Field. The Nashville Scrapperettes and the Lady Leopards from DeQueen doing battle this afternoon on a sun-kissed afternoon. That, boy, the weather just doesn't get much better than this. If you could take the pollen away, it would be a whole lot better because got a little sneezing, a little coughing going on. But other than that, it is absolutely beautiful out here at Futrall Field. Got a few folks in the stands supporting these young ladies. If you're out driving around, come on out to the park and support these players. They'd love to see you. Nashville will have 8 and 9 coming up. This will be Addison Moore from the right side. First pitch, inside corner, good-looking pitch that time by Perry Nickerson for strike 1. Boy, that's where you want to live if you're a pitcher, right around that area. And a good pitch by Nickerson. Moore waits the pitch. Here it comes. She'll swing at 1 outside. That has some movement on it as it broke outside. Another good pitch by Nickerson as Moore swings through it. 0-2, so now she's got to guard the dish. If you're Addison Moore, anything close, I got to be swinging that bat. Nickerson will look in at Sokash. Here comes the pitch on the way. Going to try to lay it down, and it'll be fouled off, and that'll be an out. Going to try to catch them by surprise that time. Moore does a good job with the bat at the plate, usually bunting that ball, but it's tough when you have 2 strikes. So now coming to the plate will be the first baseman. This will be Sophia McCauley. McCauley looks. Here's her pitch. Change up right at the knees. Pretty pitch by Nickerson, and that time froze McCauley at the plate for strike 1. Nashville's done a pretty good job so far with that pitch. It got McCauley that time. Here's the pitch. Another change up will miss low that time. She said, hey, I tried it once. It worked. I might as well try it again. Not a bad pitch to miss with right there. 1-1 count. Nickerson, I love it. Boy, she gets it, and she's ready to go to work. Pitch comes. Swing and a miss. Again, that pitch had movement on it. Works inside the out. And the count's 1-2, so Sophia McCauley's got to guard that dish. Nickerson looking in. The wind and pitch. That's outside too far, and that count will even up with a 2-2 count. So McCauley right here needs to get that bat on that ball. Looking in will be Nickerson. Here's the wind, pitch on the way, and another change up that will roll it over to the shortstop. She'll throw it across. Good stretch by the first baseman on the 6-3 put out. So with 2 outs, Nashville will go back to the top of the order with Nolte coming from the left side. Nolte first time up was thrown out by the pitcher on a 1-3 put out. She stands in, ready to go to work with 2 outs. First pitch, she'll swing through it for a strike, and that's an 0-1 count on the leadoff, Nat Nolte. Nashville leading this contest 3-0, got all 3 runs back in the bottom of the first. A lot of them came with 2 outs. Let's see if we can get going again. Nolte stands and looks. Here's the pitch. That's up in the zone for ball 1, and that'll even things up with a 1-1 count. John Robert Sherman here again with us this afternoon. You can find the pictures from the softball game today and Wednesday's leader. That ball's fouled hard down the line towards the Scrap Red dugout for a strike. So a 1-2 count now on the Nashville right fielder. Well, we appreciate Mr. Sherman, all he does for the town of Nashville and the school district. 1-2 count. Here's the pitch. That's down low, and that will even up with a 2-2 count. Wind picks up slightly, blowing out to left center just a little bit, not real hard. 2-2 count for Nolte. Nickerson with the wind and throw. That ball's going to be hit to the third baseman. Down the line she goes, and they'll throw her out on the 5-3. So the Scrapperettes come to the plate this time. They get no runs on no hits. There were no errors, nobody left. Game will move to the top of 3. Nashville up 3-0. Come on back, folks. This is Scrapperette softball.
You're clear. Three, two, one, and go.
All right, folks, welcome back to Scrapperette softball here on 105.5 and Scrap Media. Nashville up 3-0 in this 7-4A contest, second round of this contest in the DeQueen week. And coming to the plate for the Leopards will be Natalie Binkley, the right fielder for DeQueen. Here's a pitch from Bertato. That pitch is too low for ball 1 to the right-handed hitting right fielder. So a 1-0 count to Binkley at the plate. DeQueen using those bands. She'll check it and get right back in the box as Bertato. She's kind of like Nickerson. She doesn't waste a lot of time. She's ready to throw that pitch. Pitch on the way. She'll swing it one out of the zone up in her eyes, and that'll be strike 1. And she kind of knew it about halfway. Said, whoops, but I done went too far. Hey, that happens in the major leagues. So, ain't nobody going to get on her about that. Just get ready to, you got 2 more strikes. Get up there and hit the ball, says Coach Chad Lights. 1-1 count on Binkley. Bertato with the wind and pitch. Going to try to lay it down right side. It'll go fouls. McCauley will grab it there for strike number 2. Well, she waited to the last minute to show that bunt. That's a pretty good job there as Nashville had to come up late. So a 1-2 count. Let's see if she's swinging away now or he's going to let her go ahead and try to bunt that softball. Tompkins will set it up behind the plate. Here's her pitch. Good place to hit that glove right where she's set up with. That's what you want a good pitcher to do. That's exactly what you want to do. Hit your spots. So a 2-2 count on Binkley at the plate for the Leopards. Bertato looking in. Binkley waits from the right side. Almost had her chase one up high, and the count will go full, so she does a better job of staying off that high pitch. So you want to have her put it in play. She is the 8-hole hitting batter. We want to get an out right here. Don't give them anything. Here comes the pitch on the way. That's fouled off, and Binkley hangs tough at the plate for the Leopards. Coach Shad Lice telling her not to chase up. So a 3-2 count on Binkley at the plate from the right side. We are just underway in the top of the third inning. Nashville leading 3-0. Bertato with the wind and throw. That ball's fouled out of play right side, and Binkley continues to spoil them. She says, hey, I ain't going down easy. So a full count on the DeQueen right fielder. Natalie Binkley, Bertato doing the pitching. Tompkins behind the plate. She'll flash a sign. Here's the pitch. And that comes right off of the helmet of the catcher, Tompkins. Good job by the official, umpire. He's going to walk out there and hand the ball to Bertato and let Tompkins make sure she's okay. Tompkins says, hey, I've had worse things in my eye. She's tough behind the plate. And, folks, if you're a pitcher, if you're a catcher or you're an umpire, you're going to get beat up back there, son. Full count. You got to be tough. And this young lady is. Next pitch on the way. That ball's going to be hit right back to Bertato. She'll throw it over on the 1-3. Good reaction by Bertato. That got on her quick, and it was going right in the dead center of her. She got that glove down, caught it, threw it over to McCauley, and there's one out here in the top of the third. So Tegan Gallardo will come to the plate. She is the second baseman this afternoon for the Leopards. Bats from the right side. Looks like she can run a little bit. I know she gave great effort out there in the field to try to stop some of those balls getting to the outfield back in the first. First pitch, swing and a miss, strike one. A little giddy up on that pitch to Gallardo from the right arm of Bertato. 0-1 as the freshman gets ahead in the pitch count. Looks in over at Tompkins. She'll flash her a sign. She'll step up to the rubber, and ready to go is Bertato. Pitch on the way. Up high, ball one. That'll even things up, 1-1. McCauley this afternoon at first base. Harmon at second. Williams at short. Harley Hill at third. Then Addison Moore plays left. Wallace in center. And Noties in right field makes up your scrapperette defense along with the battery Bertato and Tompkins. Going to try to lay it down. Gets underneath it. You got to get on top of that old ball when you want to try to put it in the dirt. That'll be a 1-2 count now on the 9-hole hitter. So a 1-2 count. This is where you don't want them to hit your pitch if you're Bertato out there in the circle. As Tompkins again gets the sign from Boomer Brown. And here's the windup and pitch. Fouls it off, so Gallardo hanging tough at the plate for the Leopards. Folks, we're all trying to get to the regional tournament. It'll be held in DeQueen, Arkansas coming up here in a few weeks. You take the top 4 teams out of 7 and the top 4 teams out of 8, and you go play the regional tournament. You got to win one there to go to the state tournament, which will be held in Monticello. So here we go with a 1-2 count. Let's see if Bertato can get the out here as Gallardo's trying to hang tough. And that ball's fouled over to the on-deck player. And they'll throw it back in. So a 1-2 count with one out. Bertato pops it into that glove, ready to go. She'll look in at Tompkins. Pitch comes. Change up will miss. Not a bad idea by Bertato. Can't get her to chase. It just didn't get there to the glove. It dies right at home plate. So a 2-2 count on the 9-hole hitter. Waiting the next pitch will be Gallardo, the second baseman. Swing and a miss. She went up the ladder on her and strikes her out. So with 2 outs, coming back to the plate, it's going to be the leadoff. This is Courtney Sokash, the center fielder for the Leopards. So 2 away here in the top of the third. Nashville leads it 3-0 here in this 7-4A contest on a beautiful Friday afternoon. As Bertato will toe the rubber. Here's the wind-up and pitch. Change-up will miss high and outside, and the count will go 1-0. Boy, I tell you what, I was talking to Coach Boomer Brown earlier in the day. 8-4A's got some players over there. They got Monticello. They got Star City, from what I understand. As Monticello defeated the Malvern Leopards, which we have seen. They're a pretty good softball team. I think they took them down the other day 9-2, so that's impressive. So a 1-1 count on Courtney Sokash as she swings through that pitch. Bertato looks, and she will fire. High and inside, a little tight that time to Sokash, and the count will go 2-1. So as Coach Brown was saying, that bunch over there is probably better than they've been in a long time, so we'll have our work cut out for everybody in the 7-4A including the Nashville Scrapperettes. Next pitch on the way, misses high and out, and that count will go 3-1. So Socash can be selected. If she don't like this pitch, she's got another one coming. So I'm sure Coach Lights lets his leadoff decide what she wants to do in this situation with a 3-1 hitter's count. Bertado lets it come, and then she will take the base on balls to Socash. So with 2 outs, Socash will trot down to first base. They're going to leave her out there. They don't need a courtesy runner, they say. And Ponce will come to the plate. She had a deep fly ball to Wallace back in the first inning. A good hitter here in Ponce. Now we get ready to go as she steps into the box. Here's your pitch. Up high, ball 1. So with a base runner on and 2 outs, Bertado just needs to throw those strikes and let her defense play behind her. Ponce stands in. Here's the wind and throw. That's going to be a strike right at the knees on the inside corner of the plate. Boy, if you can throw that pitch consistently, you'll be dangerous out there in the circle. Great pitch that time by Bertado. 1-1 count. She takes a deep breath out there on the pitching rubber. Now she'll let it go. That's too low that time. That count will go 2-1 on the third baseman, Caitlin Ponce, for the DeQueen Lady Leopards. So Bertado winds it around, throws it in the glove a couple of times. Now she's ready to go. Defense looks like they're straight away defensively. That ball's popped up again to short center field, and there's the speed of Ellie Wallace. She just gets on her horse and says, hey, that thing's mine. I'm going to come get it, and that's out number 3. Good job by Wallace reading that ball because it looked like it was going to die there pretty quick. She come and got it for the third out, so good defense there by Wallace. DeQueen comes to the plate as the Leopards score no runs on no hits. There were no errors, and they'll strand 1 on the bags. Game moves to the bottom of 3. Nashville up 3-0. We'll be right back.
You're clear.
All right, folks, we're back here at Futrell Field. As coming to the plate is going to be Kinley Martin. Nashville will have 2, 3, and 4 coming to the plate. Martin got on by an error, and from there on she scored. So let's see if we can get going again as we lead it 3-0. Martin stands in from the left side as Nickerson with the throw, and that ball is going to be swung on and swatted against the left screen by the Scrap Red dugout for strike 1. So an 0-1 count on Kinley Martin at the plate for the Scrap Reds. She's the designated player this afternoon. Here's a pitch from Nickerson. Going to lay it down as Martin down the line. She will go in a hurry. And again, that's a heck of a throw, and it was a bang-bang play. And the first baseman could not handle it, and may have got up on her. Boy, she's looking well. That's the second baseman as it rolled out of the glove, and we're going to have to give that another error. So Martin has got on both times. There you can see the speed that Martin has getting down the line, and at the plate now will be Rayleigh Harmon. There's a pitch on the outside edge. Good pitch by Nickerson for strike 1. So an 0-1 count on Rayleigh Harmon at the plate for the Scrapperettes. Harmon had a single back in the first. We'd love another one. Nickerson looks. She will throw. That will miss outside, but not by much. That's a good pitch to miss with if you're Nickerson and the Leopards. A 1-1 count on the 3-0 hitting Harmon. Love to find a gap with Rayleigh Harmon. That ball is going to be hit into dead center field. In comes the center fielder. Good play for the first out. Just like Wallace coming in earlier in that last inning, a good job there by Courtney Socash to come get that ball. Good job. So Landon Tompkins comes to the plate. She has a single, does Tompkins. Now I'll tell you, this thing can get out of here in a hurry if she gets the pitch she wants. That ball has movement on it. It'll slide outside for ball one to the powerful Tompkins at the plate. So Tompkins steps back in, the Scrapper-Ed catcher. Here's the pitch. That ball's hit right back to the pitcher. Thought about going for two. Instead, she'll say, no, there's nobody there. Probably a smart play by Nickerson to get the 1-3 put out. So with 2 outs, Nashville has a base runner in Martin at second base. And Gabby Williams will come to the plate for the Scrapperettes. Williams awaits the pitch from Nickerson. And here we go. Change up, pretty pitch by Nickerson for a strike. Good looking pitch that time by the DeQueen Lady Leopard pitcher, Perry Nickerson. So Williams has got to be aware of that. That ball is going to be hit hard up the middle. We'll turn them around third base. Here comes Martin home, and she will score. So an RBI by Gabby Williams hit it right to the right side of second base, and that's a good piece of hitting by Gabby Williams, right up the gut. So again, the error bites the DeQueen Lady Leopards as Kinley Martin scores from second base, and a single by Williams with the RBI. First pitch on the way to Harley Hill now at the plate. It's a ball. Hill had a big single to score some runs back in the first. We need another one out of Harley Hill. 4-0 Nashville here in the bottom of 3. Hill steps in, looks at Nickerson. Here's the pitch on the way. That's a strike right at the knees. Pretty pitch by Perry Nickerson. So a 1-1 count now on Harley Hill. Hill knows how to handle that bat as the shadows creep in center field. Another pretty pitch on the inner half. So a 1-2 count on Harley Hill. Got to guard the dish right here with 2 strikes and 2 out. Hill awaits the pitch from Nickerson. Here is the pitch. That's up high in the eyes of Hill, so a good take by the Scrapper at third baseman, Hill. 2-2 count. Now, Hill's got a little pop in her bat. I'd love to see a gapper right here. 2-2 count. That ball again is going to be hit right back to the pitcher. She'll slow it down, step, and 1-3 put out. So Nashville gets a run here in the bottom of 3. That 1 run coming off of 1 hit, as there was 1 error, and Nashville will strand 1 on the bag. So Nashville leads at 4-0 as we go to the top of the 4th inning. We'll be right back, folks. You're listening to Scrapper-Ed Softball on 105.5, The Maverick. We'll be right back.
You're clear. Three, two, one, and go.
All right, folks, we're back as we come back to Futrell Field, home of the Scrapperettes. It's the DeQueen Lady Leopards and Nashville doing a 7-4A battle this afternoon. Nashville leads at 4-0 as we go to the top of the 4th, and the pitcher, Perry Nickerson, will lead things off. Nickerson, first time up, grounded out to Harmon at second base. So Bertato on the bump for the Scrapperettes. She'll look in at Tompkins. First pitch going to be up in the zone for ball 1 to Nickerson. Nashville with just a couple more games left in conference play, and we'll move on to the regionals at DeQueen. Everybody's goal is to get there and then get on to the state tournament at Monticello. There's a high pitch that Nickerson swings through for strike one. So a 1-1 count on the counterpart of Bertado, Perry Nickerson. Good athlete for these DeQueen Lady Leopards. 1-1 count. As she'll look and throw. Change up. That ball's hit well into left field. Going back will be Moore. Now to get over her head to the wall. That'll be a stand-up double for the DeQueen Lady pitcher there. So a good piece of hitting there as he gets in the gap over Moore. And Moore can run out there. So a good double that time by Nickerson. So now coming to the plate, they have a runner in scoring position in Nickerson, and Catherine Socash, her partner in the battery, will step to the plate. She's the catcher. She also bats from the right side. She had a single back in the second inning. So Bertado will look, and she'll let it go. Swing and a miss by Socash. 0-1 count on Catherine Socash, the catcher for the Leopards. Good piece of hitting there by Nickerson. Boy, she got about all that pitch she wanted. So back in the box goes Socash with an 0-1 count. Bertado, just keep throwing strikes, baby. That ball is hit a mile high, and it'll get out of play as Tompkins and Hill will go to the screen. And that's an 0-2 count now on the 4-hole hitting Socash. Coach Boomer Brown throw up the ball and get a couple more to give to the home plate umpire, Rodney Bryant. He's behind the plate this afternoon with David Martin on the bags out in the field. They do a good job. Caught a lot of softball, these two have. So the count will remain 0-2 as Rodney Bryant gets back in position. We're ready to go to work. So Bertado looks in at the 4-hole hitting Socash. They got a runner in scoring position in Nickerson. Here's the pitch. Up high, can't get her to chase up the ladder, and that count will go 1-2. Need to be ready on this right side because I think Socash can really pull that softball. So if you're Hill and Williams and Moore, you got to be in that ready position. 1-2 the count. Up high, can't get her to chase again. Nickerson way off that bag at second base. Tompkins needs to be ready behind the dish. 2-2 count as Coach Chad Lice talks to his base runner at second. Bertado looking in. Here it is. Almost gets her to swing in one, but she'll stay back, and that count now goes full. Got to let your defense play behind you. Just keep throwing strikes if you're out there in Bertado's spot in the circle. She's done a good job this afternoon for the Scrapperettes. So a full count on the 4-hole hitting Socash. Tompkins has flashed the signs. Here's the wind and pitch. Pops her up left side. And they say Williams has it at short, and she'll take it for the first put out. So with one out, coming to the plate now will be the 5-hole hitting designated player in Presley Parson. As we'll throw another softball in. So Parson will check the band. She'll get in the box ready to go. First time she was up, she flew out to Noty in right field, did Parson. Nickerson stands in scoring position at second base for these Leopards after a big double. There is the bunt. That'll move the runner over. We'll throw and get the out. So Parsons thrown out with the 1-3 put out. That moves the runner Nickerson up to third base. And now Kate Lindsay will come to the plate. Lindsay, the left fielder this afternoon for these DeQueen Lady Leopards. Laid it down. We threw her out back in the second inning. Here's the pitch on the way. That ball's fouled off her hands, out of play. Good job by Bertado. That ball just rolled in on the hands and wasn't much she could do with that pitch, and she fouls it off to the right side, does Lindsay. Good pitch by Bertado. 0-1 count with 2 outs here in the top of the fourth. Nashville up 4-0. Leopards threatened with a base runner at third. That ball's hit well. It's going to get down, and that will score a run. A big hit by Lindsay. She's on her way to third base, and she'll return back to second as Nashville gets it in quick. Noty did a good job trying to lay out and get it. Then Wallace had to back her up, but another double for the Leopards, and they're on the board. So a 4-1 Nashville lead after Lindsay deposits the double into right field with 2 outs. Now Lindley Wiggin, the shortstop, will come to the plate for the Leopards. Went down looking last time up. Furtado looks at Tompkins. She'll deal it. Strike at the letters called, and it's an 0-1 count. Nashville trying to get the out. Leopards trying to get the rally going with 2 outs here. As they score with 2 outs, make it 4-1. 0-1 count to the 7-hole hitting shortstop, Wiggin. There's a pitch. It's going to be hit hard to the shortstop. Nashville has it, throws it across with a 6-3 put out. Good job by Williams staying down on it. Leopards come to the plate. They're going to scratch out a run. That 1 run coming off of 2 doubles. There was no errors. They'll strand 1 on the bags. Game moves to the bottom of the 4th. Scrapperettes up 4-1. We'll be right back. You're listening to Scrapperette Softball in the 7-4A conference. Come on back, folks.
You're clear.
All right, folks, we're back here at Futrell Field. It's a 7-4 contest. You couldn't ask for a better day here in the city park of Nashville. The sun is out. The only bad thing, it's going to get in all of our faces here in a little bit as we're right behind home plate looking right into it, and that's the only bad thing. But Nashville will have coming to the plate the 7, 8, and 9-hole hitters, and that will be Ellie Wallace stepping in from the right side, and she'll take ball 1 to start this 4th inning. Wallace with just great speed. Man, I love to watch her run those bases. Next pitch on the way from Nickerson. She'll go up after 1, hit it to the shortstop. Wiggin will throw it across. 6-3 on the put out.
Now batting number 17, Addison Moore.
So that'll be the first out here in the bottom of the 4th, and coming to the plate will be another speedster in Addison Moore. All these scrapperettes can run. Moore also bats from the right side. And she fouled off a 3rd strike, attempting to bunt back in the 2nd. There's a pitch on the outer edge. Pretty pitch by Nickerson as she eats up the black on the outside for strike 1. 0-1 count on Addison Moore, the left fielder this afternoon for the Scrapperettes. That ball is going to be rolled over to the dugout. And that'll be strike 2 on Addison Moore for the Scrapperettes. So she's got to guard the plate here with 2 strikes. And the crafty Perry Nickerson out on the circle probably not going to give her anything good to hit. But anything close you got to be swinging at. So Nickerson will look, she'll wind and deliver. And she'll go after it as more than it's in the dirt. Catcher Socash will throw it down to first for the 2nd out.
Now batting number 25, Sophia McCauley.
So with 2 outs, and it seems like we were just came to bat, will be Sophia McCauley. So not taking much time out there is Nickerson to get those 2 outs. So McCauley will step in, the first baseman this afternoon. She grounded out to the shortstop earlier back in the 2nd inning. Nickerson with the wind and pitch. And we'll swing right over the top of that pitch, does McCauley. And that one was way out of the strike zone for strike 1. Well, you want to be aggressive, but you want to hit a good pitch. So a 0-1 count. Nickerson will look in and throw. Change up. Good pitch. Good pitch that time by Nickerson as it froze McCauley for strike 2. You just got to stay back and load up when you see it coming and let it go. Next pitch on the way. And that ball is going to be hit into short right field. It's going to get down for a little Texas League single. Hit it right on the end of the bat, did Sophia McCauley, but she's so strong with that upper body, it hits out there in right field, little Texas Leaguer. We'll take it any way we can get it. And that's a single for McCauley. Good job at the plate with 2 strikes. So back to the top we go with Nat Nolte. Pitch from Nickerson. That ball's going to be swatted down to Coach Boomer Brown. He tries to grab it with one hand. He knows he can't do that. And that's a strike on the batter up there, Nat Nolte, in foul territory. 0-1 count. Nickerson wastes no time. Here's the next pitch. Strike on the outer edge. Another good pitch at the knees for strike 2. So Nolte with 2 strikes. She's coming into her own at the plate, that's for sure. Pitch from Nickerson. Swing and a miss. She'll strike her out. Oh, that's only 2. I'm sorry. I missed one of those that I thought was a strike. 1 and 2. So, hey, that's a good thing is Miss Lowry here next keeps me in line. We have all kinds of help up here, folks, at the score table. We appreciate all their help. 2-2 count. Nolte waits the pitch. Now she's going to hit that one on the handle back to the pitcher. They'll throw her out on the 1-3. So Nashville comes to the plate. No runs on 1 hit. No errors, and they'll strand 1 on the bags. Game will move quickly to the 5th inning. We got a good one here. 4-1 and 7-4A conference play. DeQueen coming to the plate. We'll be right back for Scrapper Red softball.
You're clear.
All right, folks, we go back to the top of the 5th as DeQueen comes to the plate. Leopards will have, coming to the plate, this will be Natalie Binkley. She is the 8-hole hitter, right fielder for DeQueen. First time up back in the 3rd, she grounded out to the pitcher, Bertato, on a 1-3 put out. So she'll stand in from the right side, chokes up on that bat. She means business. Here's the pitch, up in her eyes for ball 1. So DeQueen with the 8-9, and then back to the top of the order with Socash sitting here in the 5th inning. Bertato will toe the rubber for the Scrapperettes. Look in at Tompkins. There's a pitch. Boy, that's a pretty pitch right at the knees on the inside part of the black of that plate for strike 1. So a 1-1 count as the wind picks up slightly as the shadows creep in the outfield. Little shady spots and sun spots all out there. That ball is going to be popped up, could be trouble. And that will fall just kind of like McCauley's hit into short right field as Harmon lays out from second base. Great effort there by Harmon as Nolte was also coming in. It's going to fall right in between them for a base hit single. So the Leopards get the lead off on.
Hey, on your toes.
And coming to the plate will be Tegan Gallardo, the second baseman for the Leopards. Nashville would love to roll a double play right here. Pitch on the way. That ball's popped up. Out to Wallace. She should handle it easily at center. She'll grab it and throw it into the infield. So with 1 out, base runner at first, back to the top of the order go the Leopards, and coming to the plate is Courtney Socash. She drew the base on balls back in the 3rd inning. So here comes the heart of the order for the Leopards as they come back with the leadoff, Courtney Socash, the center fielder, with a base runner on, and Natalie Binkley. Bertato looking in for the next pitch. That's a nice pitch on the inner half for strike 1 by the freshman. 0-1 count. And that's where you want to see Bertato live, is right in that area there. Boy, you get a lot of ground balls with those types of pitches. Bertato looks, ready to go to work as Socash squares the bunt. She's going to hit it to McCauley. We're going to pick it up and throw, and we'll get her at first. That does move the base runner over to second base. So the sacrifice will move the base runner As again, McCarley throws out the base runner to Harmon at first for the second out. Now Caitlin Ponce will come to the plate, the third baseman. Ponce, the last 2 times up, has hit the ball out to center field. Got a little pop in that bat, does the third baseman for the Leopards. So Nashville needs to be on their toes defensively. They lead it 4-1 here in the top of the 5th. There's a pitch that dies as Tompkins does a good job blocking like a good catcher does. Drops down and makes sure that thing does not get by her. So a 1-0 count on Ponce at the plate. Bertato's done a good job for the Scrapperettes this afternoon in the circle. Next pitch comes up high for ball 2. So a 2-0 count with 2 outs. Ponce the batter. Standing at first will be Binkley, or at second, excuse me. Title takes a little longer here, and here comes your pitch. Strike at the knees. The count will go 2-1 as the sun continues to sink down and get in our eyes. So a 2-1 count on the 2-0 hitting Ponce. Tompkins will set it up behind the plate, flash the sign. Here's the pitch, and they'll pop her up. Out goes Harmon into the grass. In comes Wallace, and she'll call her off. Good job by Ellie Wallace. Says, get out of the way, Harmon, I got it. And that's a good job. It's so much easier for that center fielder coming in than the second baseman going out. You got to have great communication skills right there. Good job by the Scrapperette defense to get the out. So just like that, DeQueen threatens. They get a runner to second, but they score no runs off 1 hit. And there were no errors and 1 girl left. Game will move to the bottom of the 5th. Nashville needs to crank the bats up. They've been silent for a little bit. Need to get going right here. We'll be right back, folks. You're listening to Scrapperette Softball.
You're clear.
All right, folks, we're back at Futrell Field. The Scrapperettes and the Leopards doing battle. Well, we played this bunch for a long time. And stepping to the plate for the Scrapperettes. And that'll be a foul ball from Kinley Martin as it goes off the leg. I believe that's where it went off for strike 1. That one was right in on the hands from Nickerson. So an 0-1 count. Good job staying off that pitch by Martin. Now to even things up with a 1-1 count. So far, Martin's arrived at first base and caused the 2 errors that the Leopards have out there. Here's the next pitch to Martin. And again, inside. Good job getting out of the way by Kinley Martin. So a 2-1 on the inside part of that plate as home plate umpire Mr. Rodney Bryant will go up there and sweep it off. Got to get that dirt off of it every once in a while. 2-1 count on Martin. Nickerson with the wind and pitch. She'll stay away from it. Check swings it for a 3-1 count now on Martin. We'd love for her to get on base for 3 times. So let's see what Coach Brown tells her to do right here. Is she taken? Here's the pitch. Strike right down Main Street. Now to make it go full, 3-2. Good pitch by Nickerson. Nickerson can throw that pitch anytime she wants to, I do believe. Full count. Pitch on the way. And that will be a little swinging bunt, and down the line, she's safe down there. Too much speed out of that left side of the batter's box. Boys, that was a swinging bunt. Good job by Nickerson coming to pick it up and through, and it was a bang-bang play at first base. And an infield single by Martin. So she's been on base all 3 times she's gotten up. 2 by the help of the Leopards with an error, and then that 1 single on the infield. Harmon at the plate. She'll show bunt. There goes the runner. She'll slide in there safe. Martin with the wheels down there, and she'll go and take second base on the Leopards. That ball was outside. A good throw that time by the catcher, Catherine Socash. Boy, it was a close play down there. Socash got it from the outside part and let it go. So Harmon takes ball one. Now she's got a runner in scoring position. We need another base hit. Going to lay it down. Foul ball by Harmon at the plate. Boy, I'll tell you, Martin was going to be safe at third. That was a good bunt, except it hit something up here. I couldn't tell. It hit the leg. So a good call by the home plate umpire to bring her back. So a 1-1 count as Harmon awaits. Here's a pitch by Nickerson. It'll get away, and there goes Martin to third base. So the wild pitch will move Martin over now. She's at third, and a deep fly ball will score a run. So a 2-1 count on Rayleigh Harmon. As Coach Brown says, anywhere on the green. That ball's hit hard. Line drive to the second baseman. She'll throw it back. Now it gets away. In comes Martin. She'll need to get down. And, boy, you need to be sliding right there. The only thing Martin didn't do good there was just get down and get dirty. That was a closer play than you think. So the line out, and then they throw it to third, and it gets away from the third baseman. For the first out, now Tompkins will come to the plate. Tompkins is due right here. That pitch is a strike right at the letters on the outer edge, and she'll take it as an 0-1 count. Tompkins didn't like it. Now, I'll tell you, with Tompkins, she can take some pitches because she's that good of a hitter. 0-1 count on the powerful Tompkins from the right side. That one's down low as Socash will grab it in the dirt, and the count will run 1-1. So a 1-1 count. Nashville now, as they get a run here in this fifth inning. 5-1, excuse me. And that pitch misses way outside. Socash doing a good job just to catch it. That thing had all kinds of movement on it for a 2-1 count. Well, I tell you what, Kenzie Lowry is keeping me straight up here, folks. 2-1 count on Tompkins. She jams her. That's right down on the bag. That's a fair ball. Boy, that's a tough break for the third baseman for the Leopards. Good job on the base running by Tompkins. That ball is, boy, that's just a tough break down there for the third baseman for the Leopards as Ponce was right there, and it hit the bag and went right over her glove, over the shoulder to the left field position. Tompkins with a nice piece of running after it got by into that short grass in left field as she made it all the way to second sliding in. That's how you draw it up, folks. And here comes Gabby Williams after a nice piece of hitting back in the first inning. We need another one. There's a pitch just below the knees. Doesn't miss by much for ball one on Gabby Williams, a Scrapperette shortstop. So Williams awaits the pitch. There's a ball outside. So a 2-0 count on Williams at the plate with Hill, the courtesy runner, at second base off the bat of Tompkins. Williams awaits. Here it is. She'll show bunt, pull it back. There goes the runner, and they can't control it down there. As Socash throws it kind of toward the shortstop, and they can't handle it as Hill was off and running, and she'll take third base. Socash had to go towards the shortstop to try to make the catch, and by the time she did that, Hill went sliding in. So a base runner now at third base in Hill. So Williams right there, she's going to drive it through the right side. Boy, she don't really pull it a whole lot, but another base hit for Gabby Williams. As the second baseman couldn't get to it, and that's a single for Williams and another RBI. Good job by Williams. Nashville up 6-1. And Harley Hill steps to the plate. Hill with a single and grounded out to the pitcher. Pitch right at the knees, drops out of nowhere. Great pitch that time by Perry Nickerson. That's a tough one to hit. I don't care who you are. 0-1 count. Another pitch, letter high strike right on the outer edge, and it's 0-2 on Harley Hill. She'll guard the plate. Harley Hill's a good hitter. She can handle that bat. Anything close, she's swinging away. Here comes your pitch. That ball's hit hard through the left side. Good hard hit ball. Hey, if you're going to hit it somewhere, you might as well hit it hard. And Harley Hill did a good job right there with 2 strikes for a single to left field. And Nashville's got something going here with just 1 out in the bottom of the 5th, leading 6-1. So Hill at first base. Gabby Williams stands at second. And here comes Ellie Wallace. Now Wallace is due. Wallace is flew out to center, and she's grounded out to the shortstop. I'm ready to see her run. She's going to reach and push that one out of play to the right side, does Ellie Wallace, for strike 1. So an 0-1 count on the center fielder with a blazing speed, Ellie Wallace. Here's the pitch from Nickerson. Going to try to lay it down. Can't get on top of that thing. Coach Boomer Brown claps the hands, said, come on, baby, we got to get it down in the dirt. So an 0-2 count on Ellie Wallace. So here we go. Pitch from Nickerson. And she will hit it down to third base, and that will get past the glove of the third baseman. That'll score a run, and boy, I'll tell you, that bag has been a problem down there as we hit it again off the bag going down third base, and Ponce was right there. The bag gets it again, and it's in fair territory. And it scores another scrapperette run, and Nashville leads 7-1 with 1 out. Now Wallace stands at first base as that scores Williams. Here's the next pitch on the way, and that's swung on and fouled to the right side by Addison Moore. The bats have come alive for the Scrapperettes with a double and 2 singles right here in the 5th inning. Strike 1 on Addison Moore. Nickerson looks in and will throw. Change up. That's hit hard, and it'll get through. It'll eat up the shortstop that time for the Leopards, and that'll score a run. So a big hard hit. Like I said, you hit it hard, you got a chance. And that was a tough play for the shortstop that time for the Leopards. And Nashville's opened it up to an 8-1 lead off another single by Addison Moore. Coach Chad Light's going to bring his group into the circle in the infield and talk to them. But the bats have come alive for the Scrapperettes here in the 5th inning. A double and 3 singles for the Scrapperettes. Has done some damage. Make that 4 singles. I'm sorry. So Nashville got base runners on the corners now, and just 1 out, and coming to the plate will be Sophia McCauley for the Scrapperettes. So here we go. Coach Boomer Brown shakes the hand of Ellie Wallace down there and says, about time to get you going, girl. So McCauley will step in from the right side. Got a little pop in that bat, does the first baseman for the Scrapperettes. She's strong. Had a little Texas leaguer last time up. Let's see if she can get a hold of one. There's the pitch. There goes the runner. They're going to throw. And here comes a run home as she's safe at second base. So the Leopards go ahead and try to throw the runner out at second base in Moore, and she slides in there safely. And that run comes home out of Wallace. And we'll score it. Good piece of hitting there by McCauley. So the Scrapper bats have come alive here in the 5th inning. And at the plate, we go back to the top of the order with Noty. Nickerson looking in. Change up, strike called. And Coach Brown's going to call timeout. He's going to get a runner in for McCauley.
Now running for the Scrapperettes, number 23, Emma Hill.
So Emma Hill will come in, got little wheels out there at first base as McCauley does a heck of a job at the plate. Back-to-back singles her last 2 appearances. Now Nat Noty at the plate. That ball is going to be hit back to the pitcher, Nickerson. She'll throw to first base and get the out on the 1-3.
Now batting number 4, Kinley Martin.
So with 2 outs, the Scrapperettes have messed my book up. And we'll have to move over a slot. So Martin will bat for the second time here in the 5th inning. She got a single the first time up in the 5th. Let's see if she can get another one. That ball's hit hard right up the middle. Will it sneak through? Yes, it has to be an infield hit. Now here comes a runner home as they get her off the base at third, and the shortstop throws up the line, and the third baseman can't handle it. And that's going to be your ball game as we score Emma Hill. So the Scrapperettes will beat the Leopards here in 5 innings by a final score of 11-1. We'll come back with your final totals. We'll be right back, folks. Hey, give me just a little bit, and I'll holler back at you, and we'll come back on, okay?
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Ten seconds. Oh, okay.
All right, my man, I'm ready. When you want to give it back, I'm good.
Okay. We got 15 seconds.
You're good. I'm just glad you're down there keeping your daddy straight. Or your grandpa, is that right?
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
It's all right.
He said, hey, if you hadn't had you yesterday, we wouldn't have been on the radio.
2, 1, and go.
All right, folks, we're back. Here's the final totals. I didn't expect it. I really didn't. A very good softball team in the DeQueen Lady Leopards comes to the Futrell Field in the City Park of Nashville this afternoon, as Nashville takes 2 from the Leopards in the 7-4A conference, and Nashville stands alone now in that race for number 1 in the 7-4A conference. Here's the final results of today's game. The DeQueen Lady Leopards come in as they score 1 run on the afternoon, and they have 4 hits, so Bertado throws a 4-hitter. Pretty good job out there by the freshman pitcher. As the Leopards also committed 2 costly errors out there that resulted in some runs, and they leave 4 on the base pass. For the Nashville Scrapperettes, a good day at the plate. They kind of on and off there. Got 3 back in the first, 1 in the third, and then the Scrapperette bats just exploded in that 5th inning. As they got 8 hits in the 5th inning alone, so the Scrapperettes score 11 runs, if I could add better. As they score 11 runs off of, let me make sure I got it right, 13 hits, and they had no errors, and they strand 3 on the bags this afternoon. So a big offensive day, what Coach Boomer Brown really wanted from his Scrapperette softball team to get through the tough part, and the DeQueen Lady Leopards are a good softball team. Perry Nickerson is a good pitcher for these Leopards. This is a good softball team for DeQueen. Don't think they're not. And Nashville does away with them in 5 innings with a final score of 11-1. Nashville will be, I think we're at Hope. I can't remember. I have to look at the schedule next week. We got Hope and Arkadelphia left in conference play before we get ready to go to the regional tournament. That will be in DeQueen. And, folks, if you haven't been to DeQueen, they have really done some nice upgrades to their field and their facilities with their baseball and their softball. So we look forward to going to DeQueen and playing in that regional tournament coming up. As Nashville, again, will have Hope, and also they'll have Arkadelphia conference play. Now, Coach Boomer Brown, you know him. He just soon be playing Bryant or Benton or BB or Sheridan. And, I mean, he thinks he makes it better. He's kind of got the Paul Dean approach, play the best in the state, and it'll make you better. So you never know who will end up playing before that regional tournament. We do have some other teams on the schedule. A very good Genoa team, I think, will be coming into the future of a field City Park coming up. So there's some good teams out there. Again, we're always just trying to get better as we get ready to go into postseason play. But a good game this afternoon on a beautiful day here in the City Park of Nashville. Scrapperettes get it done, 11-1 in 5. And we certainly appreciate all the help from everybody that helped us out here and back in the station. As Jim Pinson had his grandson in there. He's learning all the buttons to push. Does a great job for him back there, so I certainly appreciate that. As Nashville wins it 11-1, we'll sign it off like we always do. Once a scrapper, always a scrapper. Good day, folks. Hey, hang on just a minute. Are you there? Hello? I meant to talk to Boomer. Are you still there?
Yeah.
Hey, let me try to get Coach Brown up here and talk to him just a little bit. Just go ahead and run you some commercials, and I'm going to get him up here, okay?
Hey, Nichols, he's already swapped over.
Okay, that's fine. Now you're good.
No, we can get to him.
You sure? You sure? I should have told you before, and I told Boomer I'd talk to him, but I didn't get a chance to. Hey, it ain't no big deal if we just need to get off here, okay?
Just go ahead and load it, and then you'll put them on there. Yeah.
Hey, if it's too much.
Yeah, right there. You're good.
You sure? All right, I'm going to get him back on the air, okay?
3 minutes before we can put you on.
That's great. That'll be perfect.
All right, perfect.
Thank you, Jayla.
And when he comes back, he'll get you.
Thank you.
No problem, sir.
Hey, Bud. Ava went to get him.
Okay, good. I meant to get him on and then wrap this thing up for him. We're going to do this, too. We're going to get him on the live stream.
Hey, God.
Hey, how's your shoulder going? You think you'll be okay by next year?
Yes, sir. I hope
Good.
so. Yes, sir.
Good deal.
Everything been going all right?
Yeah, it's just busy. Just trying to get school out. You know how that goes.
I know.
You did tell him? Thank you.
Yeah, I did tell him.
Okay. They come around in that one inning, had 8 hits.
Well, it was good seeing you, Mr.
Yes, sir. I'll see you later. Hey, I'm good. How you doing?
Doing all right.
Are you ready?
Celebrate the life of your loved one.
Hey, you still got me?
Yeah.
Okay. You let me know when you're ready, okay? I got Coach Brown.
Okay.
You can't hear nothing? That's because I ain't got it turned on.
Hello,
about
hello,
now?
hello. Yep.
All right, we good.
Hello.
I like this better after everybody's gone.
Oh, well, we ain't done it all year, so I said it'd be a good one to do. And he start doing this. You're on the live stream now.
1 and go.
All right, folks, we're back here with Coach Boomer Brown as the Nashville Scrapperettes get a big win. As I call it, Coach Brown, I call it DeQueen week because what we've turned this thing in, playing that same team, and we did it for baseball, but everybody plays. So we played them on Tuesday, big win at DeQueen, another big win here at Nashville. So a good job of your girls and your coaching staff, including you today.
Well, I appreciate it, bunches. We knew this was going to be a tough week. I mean, it's the first time all year we've had 5 games. If you include our JV going to Murfreesboro on Wednesday, so it's been a long week. But boy, our girls have battled and grinded. Played a great box-out team on Monday. Got a chance to play a bunch of girls because we knew we had DeQueen on Tuesday, and was super proud of the way we showed up over there on Tuesday. And Nickerson, we've seen her a bunch. She's given us fits, and we've been able to get on her these two games this week. Played great defense, and a bunch, I hate to tell you, but I jinxed us because I know JP's been keeping up. I don't think we're giving up a run in conference play this year, and I didn't say it. 2 batters before, boom, they hit one in the gap and score a run on us, so the girls were like, Coach Brown, but we're playing great defense for the most part. And
that's right.
We just, non-conference, we stacked it up because we knew conference was going to be a little bit weak, and we got to win some of them good ones. Some of them close ones. I mean, it was a great game. We had every chance to win yesterday at Mena and just didn't get it done.
Just a tough hustle play out in your outfield yesterday. I didn't even bring it up today. I was done with it,
Same.
But
I'm proud of the way the girls batted because there were some of them that, it hit hard yesterday. And
they
come
just
back and battled back today.
That's
and,
right.
and played well. Golly, boy. I mean, we may need to get a new third base the way we kept tearing it up there in the last 2 innings.
You know, I talked about it on the radio, and DeQueen's a good little softball team, and Caitlin Ponce played third base, and it was tough down there. I mean, she's in pretty good position to make a play, and that ball gets on that bag and just goes anywhere. You never know where it's going to go when it hits that bag like that. But your Scrapperettes come up in the first inning. You plate 3 runs, get 1 in the third, and then just blow it up in the fifth, Coach. In the fifth inning, you had 8 hits.
Wow.
You know,
I didn't know what it was. But
that's an impressive. I mean, we went on a string, just hit it, and there was nothing they could do about it.
Yep, and I like the way we were making adjustments. Yesterday we wouldn't. I think we struck out 9 times.
Yes, sir.
Copeen's a great pitcher. Stays out there on that outside and just trying to pull everything, but. Today, we had several that went the other way, and I thought Sophia had a great at bat that last at bat.
Unreal.
And hits it hard.
Unreal. That comes with a 1-2 count, and she's done a pretty good job for you at the plate. Something that I'll just be honest with you, I wasn't really expecting her with the bat that much, but she's done a good job for you.
Yep. And, struggled a little bit yesterday, came back today and had a couple of good quality appearances at the plate. And that's the way yesterday 1, 2, and 3 carried us.
Oh, yeah.
Nat was knocking the snot out of it yesterday, Kenley, LT, and today not so much. Kenley was getting on base, but, Nat and LT didn't have that great of a day, and rest of them picked her up.
And that's what you got to have to be a good team. I don't care if it's softball, I don't care if it's baseball, and, you got to have somebody up and down that lineup that's going to produce for you, and you certainly did that today. Coming up, you got 2 teams left in the 7-4A conference, Arkadelphia and Hope. And then that'll close out your conference. Now, my understanding, we still have a very good Genoa Central team coming in here. Is that correct?
Yes, next Wednesday, and we go to a very good Malvern team on Monday.
Yes, we do.
So it'll be one of those. I like those non-conference games this late because, we're gonna play a lot of girls.
Man.
I'm gonna let all 3 of them pitch because to me, this time of year.
You never know when you're going to play somebody.
2 or 3 innings against live is a little better than in practice at this time of the year, so we're going to see a quality opponent in Malvern and Genoa right before conference games with Hope on Tuesday and Thursday, who's playing better. I mean, they're looking at the third, the 3 seed right now.
Coach, let's talk a little bit about that. This year, talking to you this morning, we talked a little softball this morning, and the 8-4A is a whole lot different this year than they have been. They're a little bit better over there. Is that correct?
They are. It's not just top heavy.
Right.
You still got Monticello, who's got to be the team to beat.
Right.
But Warren, we saw them in regionals last year. We saw them with their JV in Camden a few weekends ago, and it's a very solid ball club. I mean, I think they've got 3 losses on the year, so they're playing well. Star City, they lost their pitcher, but still in there. They say Crossett's a lot better.
Right.
That conference is playing well.
Well, it'll be an interesting. The good thing about it, we're close to home for the regional tournament, as we'll be going to DeQueen. And you talked about it when you went over there the other day. They've made some definitely big improvements over there to their park, so it'll be a good place to have the regional tournament.
It is very nice. I mean, they've added chair backs to one side. So the plans are to put them on the other side at some point in the future, and. They've dressed it up over there real nice. It's gonna be a great tournament, and I expect our conference to come in there and do well. DeQueen's gonna beat somebody.
Oh yeah, they got a chance. And it's what I said on the radio. Of course, I got all the respect for Chad Lights, and I mean he does a good job with those girls out there, and they play for him.
Yep.
And so they got a good little softball team, and like I say, I kind of tell everybody, I said Boomer Brown is kind of like Paul Dean. He's going to play everybody in the state if they'll play because you just believe that makes us better.
There's no doubt. Don't get me wrong. Now I want to win them big games.
Right.
We've been close in several of
Sure.
them. I thought we played well at BB, who's ranked number 2 and 1 in some polls as far as 5A, the defending state runner-up. I thought we played well there, had a chance. Played great defensively. LT hit a big bomb to keep us in that game there. And, Malvern, Taylor, that's 2 quality teams.
2 quality opponents.
We just, you got to. And, we don't see that kind of pitching in this conference. Nickerson's a great pitcher, but, after
we know we're going to see it with Monticello. We're going to see it with Malvern. I mean, when you get in the state tournament, everybody probably has a more dominating pitcher than we do. As you said early, you told me early, said we ain't gonna knock the glove out of nobody's hand from the pitching circle. If we can play defense and keep it in the park, we got a shot.
That's right. And man, the three that we've been counting on, Bailey Smith, Caleb Hurtado and Sophia McCauley right now. I mean, I feel comfortable with any of them.
Sure.
You know, we pitched quite a few pitches yesterday, and then had Bailey ready to go the 6th and 7th if we had to, but, you know, got the bats going, didn't have to. But
Well, I thought your freshman
she did. I mean, it did. She, you know, I just so wish we could get ahead in the order with
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
if we could get ahead in the count, it'd be a big plus for her. But, you know, it's a big game for a freshman. I mean,
Sure.
When you put it there, when you put everything in it, it's probably for the conference championship.
That's right.
If you take care of business the way we're supposed to, this was huge for us.
Well,
and
we
I
took
thought she
care of
played a great
business. We took care of business today, 11-1 and 5. I really didn't expect that,
Yeah.
but I mean, just going on a tear. Like I said, 8 hits in the 5th inning. Played good defense all day. You know, just Wallace out in center field. She came and got some balls that a lot of people wouldn't be able to get to.
No, there's no doubt. Our 3, you know, putting that back out there the last couple of games, I feel comfortable with her out
Right.
there. But she's one of those that can play anywhere.
Anywhere.
I mean, super player. But our outfielders, ever who's out there is, you know, yesterday was a fluke. You know,
That's
we
right.
ended the game on a crazy play that we'd never ever make. It's just one of those days where it wasn't our day. But for the most part, everybody that we play is blown away with the way our outfielders play. Because, you know, even the 2 shots that they had were, I mean,
Coach,
it's
we'll
off
get it
the
in.
wall, boom, and it's back in a glove somewhere
right.
on the infield.
That's
So,
right.
You know, Addison Moore, Ellie, and Kenley and Nat out there do a heck of a job. And, you know, we just got to keep it up. We got to keep getting better.
All right, Coach, I'm going to let you get
I
out.
do want to mention next Friday while
Yes,
I'm
sir.
over here.
You bet.
Scrap-a-Ganza next Friday. You know, our annual chicken dinner day, hit-a-thon. I mean,
It's a good day.
I'm a little worried because we're not in school that day. I still want it to be a great day. We're still planning for the same number. So I encourage people to come out 11-1 at Diamond Bank. $10, great food. You know, those boneless chicken thighs that Tyson's cooks for us, boy, they're legit. And so just want a good turnout there for chicken dinners. And then we come out here at 5:30 swinging with the little ones. As soon as that's over, somewhere around 6:15, alumni, as many as we can get in the house, we're going to pitch some to them, and then our hit-a-thon at the end and door prizes throughout the night. So
Well, I know that's
it's fun, and it's become a tradition. I love it.
Well, we look forward to it next Friday. I know JP and the bunch down at the studio will be broadcasting. I think JP's even coming up to do some live remote. You even got him at the plate last year, son.
The year before, he didn't get to come, so I'm fixing to hit him up
You got
again.
to hit him up again. Ain't no telling what kind of money that'll make with JP up there at the plate. You know, I mean, that's just remarkable.
JP might could raise more money not to be at the plate.
Now,
Little counter.
That might be a little
There
counter.
you go, JP.
So I know you're in there somewhere, or you're out there somewhere listening, JP. But anyway, Coach, a big win today. You take care of business with the last 2 remaining teams. You'll be the conference champion, and we've been that a long time for here in Nashville. We always seem to play better at the right time, and that's just a sign of a good Boomer Brown coached softball team.
Well, it's not just me. We got great girls, and Coach Martin does one heck of a job for us too. And you know, just it's all coming together. We just got to keep them. We got to keep this string going.
All right, folks, that's going to do it from Nashville today. The Scrapperettes get it done, 11-1 over the arch rival, the DeQueen Lady Leopards. Coach Boomer Brown and his softball team will continue to try to get better before we go to that regional tournament at DeQueen. Any final comments, Coach?
I don't. Just come out. Next week's going to be pretty. We're going to be here 2 nights on Tuesday and Wednesday, so pack the park.
There you go. Pack the park, folks. Come on out here and watch these little Scrapperette softball. We're going to get out of here, and I hope you have a good weekend, and we'll sign it off like we always do. Once a Scrapper, always a Scrapper. Good night, folks. Thank you, my man, getting us back on there.
You're clear.
All right, appreciate it. Is that you, JP?
No, well, I'm back, but he did it all.
Well, he did a great job, okay?
Hey, that's what I was thinking. They telling me what y'all were doing. I said, man, that's just awesome.
Yeah, he was able to get on to the help. Jayla come over there. Both of them got us back on, so I appreciate that. I need to do that more, and I need to get Coach Brown on there. You got me a baseball score before I load up my stuff?
4-0, I think.
Nashville or DeQueen?
Nashville.
Good deal. All right, brother.
Up on the first.
All right, I'll holler at you. I appreciate y'all. Thank you.
Thank you, and you have a good one.
All right, see you.
Bye-bye.